Hey, happy 4th of July, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great holiday wherever you are celebrating 4th of July in the United States or around the world. It is a great day to celebrate liberty and freedom. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how it's possible for kids here in China to know and understand the 4th of July story better than American students. It's true. Let me tell you how. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the 4th of July wherever you are. And you're enjoying it safely. It is a great day of the year, especially for patriotic Americans. Great day to be alive. Hello, cowboy. Look at that big mother. Woo! He has bad intentions. Anyways, talking about how well do my kids know the 4th of July and its history versus American kids. Let me give you some background information. I've always been a very patriotic American. So for example, when the United States would play Mexico for World Cup qualification, and I was in college, they said they needed fans, you know, American fans to cheer, because the Mexican fans would crowd into the American stadium, boo the national anthem. Boo America, make them feel like the visitors inside America. And so I was like, well, America needs fans. So I got my college buddies, we drove through the night up to Foxborough, Massachusetts to watch the United States play Mexico in 1997. I think it was April 1997. That's just the type of person I am. When September 11th happened, the buildings came down. I and my brother, we went down to the Army recruitment station and we enlisted. You know, you gotta stand up for the country, stand up for America. So I went through the Army, became an officer, and then when I got out, I went through the Troops to Teachers program and got certified to be a teacher and to mold young skulls full of mush into great American citizens. So, went through all the certification program, did everything I was supposed to do, and so I went out and I started applying for jobs all over the great state of Texas, because of course in education you gotta get certified by your state, so I got certified by my state. And I eagerly went about applying for jobs around my city of San Antonio. And I was told, go fill out the EOE form. You know, where you gotta check off that you are a white male. I was like, okay. Then I waited for the call for the interview, never happened. So then I moved out to Austin and started applying for jobs in Austin. Same thing. They told me, go fill out your EOE form, where I had to check off I was a white male, and then we'll contact you for an interview. But they never did contact me. So then I said, well, maybe I need to apply further out. So I started applying in Dallas and Houston, and I applied to several places. By this point I was desperate. And now I'm applying at several hundred places, and they told me the same thing. Go apply. After you apply, fill out the EOE form, check off you're a white male, and then we'll see about getting an interview. But I never got an interview. So I thought that was really weird. And then eventually I went all the way out to like these towns. I was trying to like figure out towns that nobody had ever heard of in Texas. I think maybe they'd take me as a teacher. But no, it was the same thing. Fill out the EOE form and you'll never get a call back type thing. So I said, well, maybe I need to innovate. So I took up a gig where I created my own character, an interpretation of George Washington, the great man. And I volunteered to go to schools, be George Washington, explain who he was, and I wasn't even charging people for it. And there was no interest in learning about the 4th of July, learning about independence, learning American history, learning about George Washington. They could not care less. No interest whatsoever. So, you know, I was at a loss. I got mass email software going, you know, to do emails across Texas and the United States, and there was no interest in learning American history. River out there is very full. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very full. But they could not have been any less interested in bringing in a real life George Washington for their students. Hold on, give me some room. So there was no interest in giving me any shows or opportunities to show what I could do entertaining young people and teaching them about the history. I contacted the head person of the history department of the Houston ISD, and I said, I am going to be in Houston. I'll come by your office and show you this George Washington character that I've created to help teach young people history. And it's really a great thing. I'd hope you'd just give me 5 minutes of your time to see what it's like, see how great it is. And it was great. I mean, it's a very authentic thing I would do, recreating George Washington. And she gave me a response like, "You crazy, I'm not gonna give you any time. You take that thing out of here. You leave, you go somewhere else with that George Washington thing." And so I did. I went all the way to China. And believe it or not, it's worked out wonderfully for me personally. I never could have imagined it working out so well. So I came to China. I was very mystified because when I would interview for jobs, they always asked me, well, can you do the job? I go, well, don't you want me to fill out an EOE form? And they're like, huh? We just want to know if you can do the job. Well, I can do the job. Okay, let's see you go. And so, I mean, they just wanted to see if I could work. And of course I could work. I could do the job. And so I never had a problem finding opportunities, unlike the United States, where they were only interested in me filling out EOE forms. All right. Sharp right hand bend. Oh. So yeah, so I came here and they just want to know if I could work. And they just wanted kids to score well on their tests. They just wanted their kids to be great. They didn't care about how woke their kids were. They didn't care about how diverse their education was. They just wanted excellence. That's all they want here in education, is excellence. That's all the parents wanted. Well, that was easy for me, And so along came the 4th of July, and I said, would you be interested in learning about George Washington and, the founding of America's country on the 4th of July? And the kids really got into it. And I used the John Adams period, written by David McCullough, as my text. We looked at the HBO movie, and the kids were fanatical about it. They went crazy over it. American history has some incredible stories if you just teach them. I mean, you don't have to make anything up. The founding of our country is miraculous. What's this guy doing? I don't know. But we have an incredible country, incredible stories with George Washington, Ben Franklin, John Adams, Samuel Adams, Thomas Jefferson. I mean, these guys were highly educated and really capable men. I mean, they're heroes on every level. But of course, we can't teach that today in the United States because they weren't diverse enough. They were too godly. And one thing that's really important is the stories are inspiring when you learn what Thomas Jefferson and George Washington did. When you study John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, your English improves because they're far more intelligent than the guys running the country today. So my kids sometimes will also end up having better English than your kids in the United States because they're studying from masters of the English language in Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. So there's a double benefit to learning American history from these great men because your English also improves. And so the kids over here, they're running rings around the American kids. If you don't believe me, just have a look at this video. I'll show you a video of kids I've interviewed in the past who've taken my classes.
From?
Wait, what?
Hold on, this is just her.
Oh gosh.
What country did we break away from back in 1976?
It's
China.
China.
We Declaration of Independence. We broke away.
I knew that. China.
Independence from China?
From Britain, from England.
Independence from Germany?
No, from Britain.
From Britain? Okay.
Our independence from.
Like just our independence of America, I guess.
Independence from who? What did we do to celebrate this? What started this? What started this whole celebration?
I have no idea.
Hey, independence from
America.
It's the independence from
I don't know. Europe?
All right.
They declared independence from the Great Britain.
Good. Independence from who?
Britain.
Okay. Independence from who?
From England.
Who did America declare independence from?
England.
George Washington was one of the presidents.
Which president?
He was the second president after Lincoln. He was a general or something. He didn't work with horses, did he?
Who was the first American president?
George Washington.
Tell me who was the first U.S. president?
George Washington.
Who was the first president?
Oh, George Washington.
I know Ben was there. Ben Franklin was there, right?
You guys are on a first name basis?
Thomas Jefferson.
John Hancock. He's the biggest. His name's the biggest, size-wise.
I'm drawing a blank there.
Who signed the Declaration of Independence?
So much. I remember it's 56 members.
Can you name one of them?
Yes, Thomas Jefferson
Thomas Jefferson? Okay.
and John Adams. And they are very famous founding fathers.
Can you name one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
Excellent. Can you name another?
John Adams.
Can you name who was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence?
John Adams.
John Adams. Very good.
John Adams.
John Adams. Okay.
Signer. John Adams.
John Adams.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson?
One of the original colonies.
Alabama.
Oregon.
Philadelphia wasn't yet.
Well, Philadelphia was a
Ben was
city.
there.
Yeah, Ben was there.
Arkansas.
New England.
In the East Coast.
Kentucky.
America.
America.
Massachusetts.
Jersey?
Jersey, unfortunately.
Can you name any of the original 13 colonies?
Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
New York.
Okay. Can you name one of the 13 colonies?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Virginia.
One of the original 13 colonies.
Virginia. That's where George Washington from.
Virginia.
Virginia? Can you name another?
Massachusetts.
So if there's one thing that's inspiring, it's that anybody can do this. You could turn this thing around within a couple years in the United States if you just wanted to, if you weren't so interested in diversity. But here's the real benefit though. Kids who study these things from like Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the benefit is their English improves so much, the understanding of the world improves, and these kids today are going to some incredible schools like Oxford University in England, Cambridge University, Northwestern University in the United States. I think things have turned out for the better for me personally by coming to China, because I never could have done something so beautiful with young people as I do here. My talents, my ability to teach never could have been used this way back in America. I never could have been appreciated like I am here with what I do. So, to make a long story short, you really need to hold your school boards accountable. Because as long as great teachers can't get jobs in America, and they have to go to places like China to teach, America's young people are not going to be capable of passing the baton on to the next generation. So you've really got to start holding, your school boards accountable for why American kids don't know their history, but my students over here in China know it very well. So, people got to wake up. It can be done. If that's, an encouragement or an inspiration to anybody. But, you've got to change, America. You can't keep going like this, trying to make the dumbest and the most idiotic happy in your society and culture. You've got to elevate your standards like they've done here in China, where the only thing they care about teaching their young people is excellence. So, America, learn from my students. It can be done. All right, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful and happy 4th of July. Blow a few fireworks up for me. I look forward to someday getting back there to celebrating the 4th of July with you. In the meantime, I'm going to keep teaching the young people over here all about the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Have a good one. That's all for now.